This is Daytona Sandown Park for a 30-minute Sodi Sprint race. There was a 10-minute qualifying and I qualified P4. There was only really a few laps in the qualifying just due to the amount of spinners and yellow flags throughout the session. That's a green light. Don't get off to a particularly good start. I think I weigh a bit more than some of the other drivers around me. Now as we approach the first corner, I'm on the outside, which isn't great. And there we go, pretty much everyone has passed me around the first corner. Kart slows down in front of me and I give him a little nudge, which slows me down. Another kart tries to cut across and then another kart passes me. At the moment I think I'm down to P9 or 10. Starting to close up on the leaders now. I managed to stay with this number 14 for these first few opening laps and he's gaining on the leaders as well. Managed to get a better exit there than the kart 14, get past him, and then he just punts me in the back and pushes me out wide. Lose a little bit of momentum there, but managed to stay ahead. It's the first yellow flag, which is going to be the first of many. And there's a spinner. And there were a lot of spinners in this session. Another spinner. And another spinner. Had to drastically slow down there because he was cutting back across the track. And as you can see, the karts that were ahead of me are long gone. Another spinner right in the middle of the track. Now we're going to skip a few laps here. There was just a lot of laps of yellow flags. We're about to go green again. And I look behind me and there's two karts right behind me. Now I had a big gap when we started all the yellow flags and I was slowing down to half race pace. The marshals were pointing at me to tell me to slow down, and it was clear that no one else was slowing down, so all the kart behind me have all caught up. There we are, coming up to another yellow flag. I slow right down for the spinner. No one else slows down, and off they go. Going to skip ahead a few laps now. It was just a few laps of catching up with back markers, and it spins right in front. Luckily managed to avoid it, stay on the track. Now it's just trying to catch up with the rest of the back markers. Just going to skip ahead a few more laps, finally catch up with the back marker. Catching him quite close, got the inside line, and he punts me into the tyres. And everyone gets past again. Just going to skip ahead a few more laps. And I'm following this kart ahead. A little bit erratic, a bit odd on the braking and their positioning. I want to try and get an overtake done because they're just holding me up. And then Mario Kart style on a banana, spins it round. Luckily managed to avoid it. Going to skip ahead again. There was about 4 laps of just yellow flags. Catching up to this group here. I think this is a mixture of people actually in front of me in race position and some back markers. Now, that was a pretty big crash. I think what annoyed me the most was the kart had left the track, came back on when there was a pack coming round, and then drove the wrong way. It could have been a pretty serious crash, and I think we were all lucky to get out of it pretty much unharmed. I ended up with a bit of a bruised arm the next day. This was the final lap. But after that crash and with the endless yellow flags throughout the race, I just thought I'd had enough, so I just called it a day and drove into the pits, and that was the end of the race for me.